In the Canary deployment, let's say we have a deployment running in production and I have just created a new application, and instead of deploying the application all at once like the blue-green deployment, here I will deploy a certain number or percentage of this application to some users. I deploy only one pod out of 4, that is 25%, or 2 pods out of 10, which is 20%, and split traffic between the two users, meaning 25% of my users will interact with the new application while 75% will use the old application. Then I can gradually increase it to 50%. Okay, let's say that this application has a problem. I can easily remove it gradually so everyone can continue using the older version. Now, if the new version proves stable, I can gradually take out the older version, which, as you can see, and bring in the new versions in. This is how Canary deployment strategy works. The advantage is that it has a faster rollback, which is very convenient, but the disadvantage is that it is usually slow in deploying new applications. This is usually used in a production environment, so we can then go straight into the terminal to see how it works. All right, so looking at the deployment manifest file, you can see the matching labels with app and the value using my app, and the service is also using the same selector. The selector is using the same thing with my app and the values my app. Now, once I deploy this, as you have seen already, this is the new application, and the matching label will also use the same thing, app and my app, meaning the service selector is collecting traffic from both this application, which is the old one, and this application, which is the new one. So now what we should note more is in the deployments, the pods which I used as an example, I would say I'm deploying only 4 pods, and why when I deploy a new application I will just try to deploy only 1. The images is still the same, so for the new application I would use blue, while the old one I would use green. Let's begin. I am still using load balancer, so that shouldn't be a problem. Good. Once I check, I would expect 4 pods. Good. Now, this is the old application, and we've created a new application, obviously, from this, which you already know, and we want to deploy it. But first, let's test out and check if the old application we can still interact with it. That is checking out our image. Okay, so this is the old pods, and obviously people like this. And then I decide to deploy the new application. Let's go back and deploy the new application. So we have released 25% of this new application, and then we will reduce the number of this to 3, which is 75%. Let's try and see if I can interact with the new application. If I am one of the 25%, that's good. If not, we'll move on. So let's say now the application is more stable and people are enjoying it. We can increase it a little bit more to 50%. Take this to 2 and take this to 2. I do not need to. Good. So now we have 50%, 50%. This should be enough for me to see and interact with it. Good. I'm able to get this. So now let's say this particular image, some of the users don't like it, and then we say, oh, let's try and use the older version. We can easily roll back without them noticing. We'll take this to 3. And while this goes back to 1, I would still use the same style. And let's go check it out immediately before it gets deployed. Good. The users are now using only 75% of my users are now using the older version, while the 25% are using the new version. So I can easily roll back completely and increase it more by making it 4. While this, I can remove it completely. But now we decided to modify it again, and we want to deploy another batch. And still, let's say we are using blue for that particular new batch. Let's try it one more time by increasing it gradually. If you make it, move it from 1 to 2. While this, I will just jump straight to 2. Let's quickly move over here and see if that changes instantly. And we can also increase it again further. And make this 1. And while this 3. And still go more and more from 3 to 4, 100%, while this still remains the way it is. So this is how Canary deployment works generally. So you see there's a dynamic change without having any problems. So see you next time. Bye.